Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, grilled on Blake Lively in contentious interview.
Blake Lively is on a downward spiral as her lawyer for Justin Baldwin strikes her hard with indisputable proof.
Friedman added, "I've represented a lot of people in the worst moments of their careers, the worst moments of their life, and Justin has been destroyed by this."
She was. I'm going to walk into court and cry a little. When a crocodile cries, the entire world kneeled down to her. But that's not it, honey. How things are going with this one.
Blake Lively was laughing and having a good time, and no one could really see that there's anything off here.
The A-woman had a courtroom dissection of Justin Baldwin's second attorney, Brian Friedman, throughout the century's biggest bombshell. You could literally watch as the panic spreads over her face.
The Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni cases likely won't settle before trial, and this is according to Justin's lawyer.
Since, surprise, Brian wasn't no settlement, just there to play her PR games. No regrets, no adorable press release. Nope, he essentially told me to tidy this up. She will have to confront everyone about the live music in court for everyone world to observe.
You say with certainty that your client did not harass her?
I can say that with certainty that my client is one of the most honorable people I've ever met.
Let's go back in time now, just in case you didn't notice how disorganized all of this left Blake Lively unchanged. She enjoys presenting herself as the golden girl of Hollywood, filed as sexual allegations of harassment against Justin Baldwin. Back in late 2023, which is exactly when we time it as it ends in the middle of filming, it was quite suspicious.
This is about a man's reputation. This is about multiple people whose lives have been turned upside down, accusations that have been thrown out that need to be proven.
Correct. She grinned as she concluded her scenes. About the cameras and the instant the cut lawsuit time, the director yelled, but instead of whispering, "Here's the kicker." Similar to how 95% of civil lawsuits are settled, Blake's group entered directly into a catastrophe.
So Friedman added, "I've represented a lot of people in the worst moments of their careers, the worst moments of their life, and Justin has been destroyed by this. This is a really serious thing."
Come on in, Brian Friedman. The legal beast that is man didn't hold back when he arrived in town. Only this March podcast, 2025.
And in this day and age, the only way you can truly get back is to prove your innocence. And he noted how trials are now important to prove your innocence.
He stated bluntly that there is no chance that this circus will end. Let that sink in. With a settlement, because when an experienced attorney in Hollywood makes it clear that a settlement isn't even a choice, you are well versed in here.
He sat down and chatted in a new podcast interview, and he had a lot to say.
And Blake, she appeared to have witnessed a ghost as that tiny soundbite happened. As it entered the courtroom, the self-assured actress sat there, clearly moved, very likely realizing that the game she was playing abruptly stopped working, and it's going to become more ugly. But it gets better yet. Brian said it out before he finished. Simply put, Justin Baldwin has been destroyed, but not damaged or injured personally, and professionally ruined in terms of finances.
3 months after Blake Lively levied SH allegations on the set of It Ends With Us, Justin Baldoni's lawyer admitted that a settlement likely isn't in the forecast.
Because of Blake's small stunt, to be honest, Blake believed she would drop certain accusations, garner compassion points, and silently watch Justin fade away. But nope. Friedman is ensuring that everyone is aware of precisely the amount of carnage she has caused.
So the high-profile litigator Brian Friedman noted that his client has been destroyed by this. His words.
Both parties had the opportunity to. They even had mediation to try to end this nightmare. Offers in early February that are on the table 2025. But Blake's group declined to. They turned down every olive branch thrown in their direction, Most likely, because she was relying on a miraculous PR spin fix. This didn't.
But these types of cases take a massive personal toll. They take a huge financial toll. It's really, really difficult. And for them, it's not a game, right? For them, it's not entertainment, and it shouldn't be, because this is about a man's reputation.
And this is the actual joke that the town's host is making. Podcast even mentioned that perhaps, only perhaps, if Blake apologized in public. Although there might be space for a settlement, Blake's pride is too great to pass past that. Her team denied that at the courtroom door. Imagine getting completely intoxicated by your own lies that you'd rather take a chance on more than simply apologizing.
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni both refused to meet with the mediator and potentially have a settlement. So, what was true in February, it seems nothing much has changed.
Bolden is drowning in the meantime. Multi-million-dollar career in legal fees, wasted opportunities, as well as a public image ruin, due to the woman's fixation on managing the story.
The only thing that would really make a settlement possible would be an apology.
However, no, Hollywood didn't end there. Blake was given another chance by the universe. Unexpected, since March 18, 2025. The one was released by ITN Productions in the UK. Blake's public relations team was unable to bury a 90-minute shocking documentary titled She Mentioned Blake Lively, in contrast to Justin Baldoni.
I can't see that happening anytime soon. So Friedman then said, you keep referring to it as a circus, and I get it. You see a lot of cases, you see a lot of things, and you do a great job. But the reality is this is not a circus when you go through an experience like this.
And allow me to let you know that this wasn't some adorable fluff. This was a straight-up receipt piece. Interviews, private text conversations, and the whole Dirty Laundry episode aired for the entire world to watch in one sitting.
There's a new documentary that has come out in the UK regarding Justin and Blake.
This is the amusing aspect about Blake's entire team. Unexpectedly, they failed to notice it. No flashy solicitors or publicists are coming. Could prevent it. They were rushing behind the scenes of social media. Went crazy with Blake vs. Bolden's. Hash began to spread like wildfire. The 5 million views of the documentary were made in its 5 million people in the first weekend alone, paying close attention to Blake's the actual collapse of a well-curated public image. Blake was most likely texting at the moment, damage control with her PR staff in all caps. Now,
as this documentary in particular was with England's ITN production.
Additionally, let's remember, this wasn't only broadcasting in the UK. It got seized by the investigation's findings for the March 31st broadcast in the United States 2025 Discovery Plus, and streaming on Blake was unable to conceal himself across the water. Every word, every duplicitous action, every back the scene she believed would remain private front and center across the globe.
Where is the evidence? She said she felt uncomfortable in the dancing scene. Justin Baldoni showed a video from the dancing scene. We couldn't see anything there.
Blake must now be regretful that she ever believed she could play This is Puppet Master, as there isn't no adorable Instagram, no courtroom tears, family postings that aren't well written. Declarations will protect her from what will happen. Next, in this scenario, isn't simply about accusations these days. It's about her ego, her deceptions, and the complete ruin. She thought she would come out, so she left. I'm sorry, Blake, but Hollywood adores you. A Story of Decline, and yours, is currently more popular than any romantic comedy you've ever completed.
Will stream on Max and Discovery Plus beginning on March 31st. And the documentary will chronicle the ins and outs of the Lively and Baldoni legal battle surrounding their 2024 film, It Ends With Us.
This is when it gets interesting. Quite uncomfortable for Blake Lively, thus the same woman who has been rushing, displaying her victim card as though it were the golden ticket just got fully revealed by an intimate relationship, a lone coordinator.
There was more discussion about the dance scene footage. And again, this is the same person who looked at the dance footage from before. So
Yes, this Twitter thread wasn't just any old one. This professional's resume was MIA, includes the chemistry classes on Apple TV, and Perry Mason of HBO isn't precisely minimal qualifications, and Mia didn't. Oh no, she holds back in the documentary. Arrived in full force with invoices that I am extremely traumatized. Blake, Lively Ms. Truly displayed sincere love and have faith in Justin Baldwin during filming.
Mia's take on the video was that it didn't prove Justin's case. It actually backed up Blake's, which a lot of people disagreed with, and it caused a lot of controversy. So I was interested that Mia spoke for this documentary.
Allow that to marinate for. Take a moment to consider this entire lawsuit. Blake has been prancing around town in a circus. Depends on the notion that Justin created her feel uneasy or dangerous in any way. And we now have a seasoned professional in the field, looking through their personal messages, observing their interactions, and essentially calling bullshit.
HBO's Insecure and Perry Mason weighed in on the dramatic on-set feud between the It Ends With Us co-stars, which is now the subject of multiple lawsuits.
Mia Blake claims that delaying her encounter with the closeness coordinator was a serious warning sign, since only when they are trusted do performers do that, their scene companion.
From reading the text messages, I do get the sense that at one point there was genuine affection between them and what felt like a friendship. Now, Mia was not involved in the making of It Ends With Us, which I guess is a good thing because it's a neutral voice.
You are literally delaying conventional protocol. In that meeting, you said, "Yes, I'm fine. I feel secure with this individual." Yet I suppose Blake didn't believe anyone would get in touch. She believed that people would simply watch her, sob on cue, and think everything is true. I said, she said.
But Mia also went on to say, in my experience, when an actor says, "I don't need to meet the intimacy coordinator until we're shooting," as much as it hinders my process, it does typically indicate that they trust their scene partner.
This entirely destroys her entire story of harassment public opinion, trembling those who previously gathered to assist her, now side-eyeing each action she takes. And it becomes even better because Mia has experienced this before. Remember the infamous rodeo with Blake, film of the dance moment that Blake's yes, Mia, the team swore, proved her case. She also examined things and came to this conclusion. In fact, it benefited Blake.
A lot of us did feel that there was a lot of potentially manipulation going on,
which led to an entire online conflict because many people disagreed with fans' media. Everyone, including experts, was split, but Mia continued to support her opinion. So now with this, Blake became entangled in a web of contradictions. She is a victim one moment. She's messaging Justin the following minute, prefer to give it their all and forgo safety procedures, since she has faith in him. A girl chooses a battle.
And again, this is the same person who looked at the dance footage.
Let's discuss another PR now. Hugh Jackman's nightmare for the Lively squad. Indeed, Wolverine is now taking. This catastrophe is angled up, and it's not due to the fact that he wants to be Bolden is being pulled in by his legal team. It turns out that Hugh's deposition in court, enduring friendship with Ryan Reynolds, may not be quite as innocent as those adorable social media posts imply. There is conjecture that Hugh was genuinely participating in beginning dynamics and claimed pressure methods to wait for it. That's correct. They end up with us. Weren't simply chatting and giggling about their coffee orders and workouts. Were power struggles taking place behind the scenes in which Hugh appeared.
One of the scenes that Blake Lively has apparently also complained about, that she felt uncomfortable in shooting. This video that's been leaked that is on Reddit showed that Blake Lively was laughing and having a good time, and no one could really see that there's anything off here.
And make this right when this litigation is finished. At random, the drama began to heat up for Hugh. Declared his separation in September 2023. Indeed, following 27 years of marriage, and people named it for what it was right away. Was a publicity gimmick due to the obvious, a more effective method of diverting attention from legal messy, as opposed to making a major personal shocking and elicit some pity. A classic Hollywood maneuver.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
But now his involvement in it didn't function. Marvel's next movie are in serious, the fan favorite could win on Jeopardy. The boot due to his friend Reynolds choose to throw caution to the wind. The career of Justin Baldwin Hugh attempted to keep out of it, but he's already too far in, and the repercussions are affecting career. Lastly, with reference to Ryan Reynolds, he's not precisely arriving, let's say. Now that this is clean, Baldwin's team is investigating allegations that Reynolds attempted, in Hollywood, to blackball Justin. That's this person is right behind the scenes. Purportedly attempted to ensure that Baldoni never worked once again. We are speaking of full-on, in sabotage mode.
Love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband and me as his best mate. Holy shit. What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
And it wasn't limited to rumors. Events from the 2024 movie's production have been marked as the location where Reynolds supposedly he entered the production. Choices such as, "Bro, you're not the oh wait director, why are you even there?" Due to your wife's downward spiral, and your necessity to manage the story makes sense.
Actually, what I said last time is, of the 92-8 split, which is 92% of cases settled and 8 don't, this does meet criteria of being within that 8% because it's intensely personal.
And popcorn isn't the end of it. PL has been closely monitoring this, and they speculatively believe Reynolds directed promotional skits that are especially to disparage Baldoni. Picture being so power-obsessed that you are out creating skits to undermine someone's. You'd think he'd have a better reputation. Activities for 4 children in a supposedly ideal marriage. Yet no. It seemed to be wrecking Justin's life. Higher on the list of priorities.
You don't want to believe that execs at the very tippity top are being essentially threatened or bullied or coerced or extorted and by a couple like Ryan and Blake or like Taylor Swift, right?
And this is the emails that the smoking gun leaked traced the impact of Reynolds on the media news, entertainment, and gossip websites. The news outlet guy was playing outside, plucking threads as a puppeteer. So each the article degraded Baldoni's appearance while Blake resembled Hollywood's Saint Blake.
Was in fact a part of the bullying that happened to Justin Baldoni.
And the price of this small vendetta lost between $10 to $15 million. Initiatives for Baldoni, which is the type of harm from which you don't just recover. Reynolds pursued more than just rumors. The man's source of income and what to concealment of both his own and his wife's lies. Uncertainties.
So I think there could be some argument about whether it was leaked and shouldn't have been leaked and should they have the information or what it may be. But no matter what happens, this is a damning quote.
Blake Lively has been revealed. For maybe having faith in the man, she said that Hugh Jackman was being pulled to court using his public relations divorce plan. Ryan Reynolds caught him flipping, red-handed, attempting to ruin another backstage of a man's career, but Black is still acting like he's out here, somehow. She is the victim girl. Sit down. Actually take a few, because your entire The House of Cards is falling apart and everyone is observing.
financial resources to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal. And we're not really asking for that convincing. Like, I don't need people to convince me that guys can hang out with one another, but he feels like he has to make that effort. So he's like, nothing's weird here, nothing's weird. Bromances are so normal.
And precisely when you believed Blake Lively was incapable of the beard, theory increases embarrassment, rushing back like an unexpected visitor at her expertly planned Hollywood dinner party. The murmurs are more audible than Blake is the ultimate public relations queen, claimed to be acting as the ideal wife. But Ryan Reynolds continues to his meticulously cultivated public persona, unbroken.
So that's really a huge win for Justin Baldoni.
And just when you thought Blake Lively couldn't get more embarrassing, the beard theory comes storming back like an uninvited guest at her perfectly curated Hollywood dinner party. Yeah, the whispers are louder than ever. Blake, the ultimate PR queen, allegedly playing the role of the perfect wife while Ryan Reynolds keeps